Welcome to our Q&A on the topic of betrayal trauma. This is the fourth show in a series on betrayal trauma that we've been going through here. We talked about how betrayal impacts the nervous system and body, how to help your betrayed spouse feel safe again, and how to handle betrayal triggers together.
And today we're answering 5 of the most common questions that come up, including like, why do I feel numb instead of angry sometimes? And why do I find myself trying to please the person who hurt me? So let's dive in. So one question that often comes up is, why do I still feel triggered, even though it's been 2 years and he's now doing everything right? And this is a normal symptom of unhealed trauma. Like the amygdala, your alarm system, has a better safe than sorry policy. It remembers the danger far longer than the safety.
Yeah, it's trying to prevent you from having to go through that again.
Yeah.
So even if he or she is doing everything right, your brain can still send that unsafety signal, still react to triggers, still be on high alert. Without trauma therapy, your brain needs thousands of repetitions of safety to overwrite the trauma. And this is one of the most frustrating aspects of betrayal trauma. Like, your partner's unfaithfulness can cause the trauma symptoms to appear, either in a moment of disclosure or through you discovering what was going on. But months of faithfulness won't take those symptoms away. And that really kind of sucks. That's all there is to say about that.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't seem fair that they caused the hurt and now I'm the one that needs to be healed.
It's a hard truth.
Yeah.
It's a hard truth for sure. Trauma therapy with a counselor who understands betrayal trauma is often the only way to heal from these symptoms, to diffuse those triggers, to return to a regulated, calm, and peaceful life. And of course, I'm assuming here that the betraying partner has done their work too, so that you guys aren't just going to keep going through this time after time. That's kind of answering that question about like still having these triggers and stuff a couple of years later. Now, the second question that comes up is quite often is, I feel completely numb towards my spouse. Does this mean I don't love them anymore, or that our marriage is dead? And I think this is possibly more towards the start at times, maybe after that initial part where you feel a lot of rage toward your spouse. But yeah, kind of a numbness can set in. And just to try to address that, like, there can be different reasons for this. So I don't know if this is going to cover it for everybody, but one thing that can happen quite frequently is the freeze response in our nervous system. So when pain is too high, your body kind of pulls the emergency brake and shuts down all emotion to survive. Like, it just goes, okay, all of this is too much to feel. We're going to feel nothing.
Yeah.
That's the new plan.
Yeah. Because you cannot selectively numb one feeling, such as emotional pain. Like, when you numb the hurt, you also numb the love and joy. And I like to think about this as like grocery store doors. Like, when you walk up and the doors slide open, you can walk in and out. They work together. So if I numb the pain, I'm numbing the joy as well. Okay. So it's not like I can just open one door like a swinging door, but it's like they numb everything.
Numbs everything.
Yeah. But it also doesn't mean the love is gone. Like, it means it's currently buried under a layer of protective ice. And as safety returns, the ice melts, the feelings, both good and bad, will come back.
Yeah. Yeah. So we hope that this will just be a temporary phase for you, but it can be a very real one
It's a very real phase, even if it's temporary, for sure. For sure. The third question that we sometimes get is, like, can my brain actually heal from this? Or will I always have trust issues? And our answer is yes. Your brain can absolutely heal. Like, this is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is such a cool thing, how your brain can grow and adapt. Like, even with traumatic brain injuries, how your brain overcomes it. So your brain is not static. It's not this thing that once it's been hurt, it's broken. No, it's like constantly rewiring itself based on your experiences.
Yes, true.
Which is why we talk so much about, I think it was in the last video, about those corrective experiences and what you need to do so that they can have these new experiences and rewire their brain.
Right. Exactly, which is why you need to feed your brain new data. So this doesn't happen by accident. If you stay in a relationship where you are constantly re-traumatized, your brain cannot heal. Like it will stay on alert for triggers because they're valid. They're still happening. So your partner has to grow and change. But then the thing is, like, even if they do that work, they grow and they change and they become a safe, trustworthy, sort of faithful partner again. If you don't do the healing work your brain needs, your alarm system will remain turned on even after your spouse has proven that they're now safe. And that's a tough reality, because you would think, like, if they can cause all the betrayal trauma by the betrayal, then surely they can undo the betrayal trauma by faithfulness.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, this thing got put on you, and it's now your therapy.
Yeah.
And that's a tough,
and it's not fair,
unfair, very annoying reality that many of our clients do grapple with.
Yeah.
But with safety, with trauma therapy, with time, the brain can recalibrate its alarm system so you don't always have to feel this way. That's the one thing that we want to communicate. Like, if your brain got harmed from trauma, your brain can heal from trauma. That's possible too. So the neuroplasticity to adapt to the trauma, the neuroplasticity to move back into healing can equally happen.
Yeah.
So if you have a question about your own recovery, maybe as we've gone through even this last series of 4 videos, or this one that you're thinking about right now, if you drop that in the comments, we do read all our comments. We're happy to respond there if you feel safe asking a question there. We just love interacting and really want these videos to be as helpful as possible. So please comment below. Another question, Verlynda, is my spouse gets defensive when I get triggered. How do I explain that I can't control these triggers? Like, they just kind of arise, or they feel very spontaneous. And
they're dramatic.
Yeah, the large, big. So there's a couple of things to try here. Like, one thing to consider is, like, to move away from emotional language and more like biological language, like explaining it more like a reflex. Do you want to unpack a little bit how that works?
Yeah. So maybe like when I get triggered, even telling them that, like, when I get triggered, it's not a choice.
You don't decide to.
Yeah, I'm not deciding to feel flooded. I'm not deciding to feel the anxiety, but it's a reflex. So it's like when the doctor hits your knee with a hammer and your leg kicks. And so you'd be telling your spouse this. When I get a trigger, it's like when you're at the doctor and your knee gets hit and it kicks. And then my brain perceives a threat and it dumps adrenaline into my system. And I need you to help me calm and regulate, not argue with or deny my reflex. And this just takes the blame completely out of the equation.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm doing this, you're doing that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, my body's responded in this way.
Yeah.
This is what it's like for me.
Yeah.
And this is what I want from you.
Yes.
This is what I need from you in the moment.
Yes. And again, on the betraying partner side of this, validating that.
Yeah.
Not trying to minimize it. Not trying to say it's not a big deal. You just saw something on a sign and it triggered you. But of course, seeing that sign would trigger you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So trying to validate it also helps a lot, for sure.
And then another question we often get is around, like, the fawn response, or we call it the fawn response, but in the question they might not. But, like, why do I find myself trying to please my partner or earn their love even after they were the one that hurt me? Like, am I weak?
I think for a lot of people, this feels like self-betrayal. Like, why like try to be nice to, like, the most injurious, the person who's now kind of seen as the most injurious person in my life?
Yeah, like, I should be wanting to hurt them, not be nice to them. Yeah. But, like, no, you're not weak. You're experiencing this fawn response. Yeah. And do you want to go into that?
Yeah, and I think we should caveat this slightly, that for many people, it might be the fawn response. For other people, like, they just are driven by a profound sense of values around marriage or loyalty or that kind of thing. So it makes sense that this would be there. And it also makes sense that it would feel conflictual for you.
Yes,
because why would you move towards the unsafe person or want to do anything good for the unsafe person, right?
We talked about that double bind, right? About, like, wanting to be close and connect, and yet feeling like you're the danger, so wanting to remove myself.
Yeah. So either way, it's pretty tough. And here we're just kind of tackling it more for that fawn response scenario. So if you think about that, like, we talk about fight, flight, and freeze, like when your body encounters a threat. But fawn is another response that can happen on that spectrum of responses. I don't think this one's actually, like, formally in, like, diagnostic manuals, but it is something a lot of therapists talk about because we see it so much. And it's kind of an instinctive response to appease the threat in order to keep myself safe. So that's how or why this might be happening for you. So if your brain decides, hey, I can't fight them and I can't run away from them, the only option left is to try to make this person happy so they don't hurt me again. And I actually wonder in some cases, and again, this is not going to be the explanation for all of these cases for sure, but in some cases, post-affair, there's like often a lot of hypersexual activity between the recovering couple. And I think part of that is that they're trying to repair the attachment disruption that has occurred because of this is usually the case of infidelity. But it could also be this fawn response, like if I'm nice enough to them and good enough to them, I'll be safe. That's a tough.
But this is tough too, though, because like I've talked to women who have had that advice given to them.
To have
like,
a lot of sex.
Oh, you just need to, get more lingerie and initiate sex more so that he doesn't go elsewhere. And exactly.
Terrible advice.
Completely wrong.
It's not your job to be hot and horny to keep him faithful.
No, it's his job or her job, which whoever's whatever. But like, it is my job to be faithful.
Yes. As the betraying spouse.
Either spouse, it's my job to be faithful. So I'm trying not to say him or her or whatever, but like, it's not my job to keep you faithful by my actions. It's my job to be faithful.
Yes.
And your job to be faithful.
Yep. Yeah, and people need to take responsibility for their jobs.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox.
That was a good little rabbit trail. Yeah. So, but this is a survival strategy, right?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's not a character flaw.
No.
And as you regain your strength and your safety, this behavior will fade.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to set boundaries again.
Yeah.
So I think so easily when we see behaviors we don't understand, even about ourselves, we go to worst case scenario.
Yeah. We're hard on ourselves.
We are hard on ourselves. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I doing this? It's like you're doing this for survival, or your brain thinks you're doing it for survival to try and draw in this person who should be the closest, most safe person to you. Yeah.
I think what you're doing here without naming it is you're inviting people into some self-compassion of like, of course I'd have this response. I'm just trying to make myself safe.
Yes.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not ultimately what I want or where I want to be, but I can see why I'm doing it.
I can see why I'm doing it right here, right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Self-compassion. I like that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, these are just some of the questions. Like, this is such a massive topic, but even with these, I hope it shows you just how complex betrayal trauma can be. It affects your mind, it affects your body, it affects your instincts. But beginning to understand why you react this way or in these ways, that can be a first step towards beginning to take your power back.
Yes, like that self-compassion.
Yeah.
So if you want to move beyond like just understanding and start actively healing with a therapist who gets it, book a free 20-minute consultation at therapyvo.com. Like, we can match you with someone who can walk this road with you. You don't have to do it alone.